Everyone, welcome back to another edition of Sports to the Wire. We get into the second segment right now. Brooklyn Nets actually trying to get a third piece right here, man. Is Caris Levert the man, or does Sean Marks feels that he's not worthy of a title run, or is it Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving actually making these decisions? Because we definitely know it is a players' league, and we're gonna actually debate this right now. Berick, take us off, baby.
All right, well, first of all, we know about the whole concept that there was rumor that, you're going to bring Bradley Beal, but that Bradley Beal thing kind of just started and fizzed out. What kind of picked up some momentum is Jru Holiday, and Jru Holiday looked like he's trying to get out of New Orleans, but, we're talking about the concept of what can Jru Holiday bring to the Brooklyn Nets that maybe you feel like Caris Levert can't bring. And Caris Levert is a guy that's been basically learning how to use both his hands and basically put himself in a position where he can shoot the rock from outside and basically hit the jumper from 15 feet, from 12 feet, play back to the basket and defend. And as time moved on, we saw during the bubble in Florida that he was able to carry the team, and he had multiple 50-point games. Is that enough to tell Brooklyn management that he is the guy to put together with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? We don't know.
Yeah, the question is, Barry, is it Sean Marks that wants this, or is it Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Now, we have to understand that Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have incredible basketball minds, in a sense, though. They have high basketball IQ, so they're not stupid. They both actually won championships. So do they actually see something in Caris Levert that's missing? In a sense, though, I don't know what it is.
Well, that's
the question for you. Is it Sean Marks making this decision and having to please Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Because listen, Kevin Durant, he's 31 years old. They have 2 more years on his contract. I mean, I think Kevin Durant, if he does come back fully healthy, you can get him to like maybe 36 years old, 35, 36.
You're gonna have to extend him before that contract ends. That'd be a way to save money.
You have to please these guys, man. And Kyrie Irving, and I know he's a headache, but Kyrie Irving to me is must-see basketball, man. And I'm definitely paying money to actually go watch Kyrie play. I mean, he's just that dynamic of a player, man. He's just super entertaining, man. It's like getting the NBA and the Harlem Globetrotters all in one, man.
Oh, that's what you think it is, the Harlem Globetrotters? All right.
It was a metaphorical analogy. It was a joke.
Yeah. No, man, listen, I guess the Brooklyn Net fans can dream, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is, you got to mix this up really well. We haven't seen any of these players play together on the floor 1 minute yet.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it yet. So that's why I'm saying, do you want to pull the trigger? Now, breaking news, the Atlanta Hawks have emerged in trying to get Jru Holiday. And they're offering a 6th overall draft pick along with a number of players to New Orleans to get Jru Holiday and put him together with Trae Young. Whoa.
Wait, they're trying to trade Trae Young?
No, they're trying to trade their 6th pick to New Orleans to get Jru Holiday.
Nah, listen, I don't know, man. You got the first 3 picks, maybe 4 picks. After that, it's really a crapshoot, man.
Well, I think all of them are a crapshoot outside LaMelo Ball. So, right now,
we still got to see if LaMelo Ball's body can hold up at this level, man. It's not just the skill set. Can your body actually hold up and withstand the pound and the physicality at this level?
You're going to have to.
Some players can't.
You're going to have to, because Minnesota's already worked out LaMelo Ball. He was already in Minnesota working out with him. They plan on drafting him.
We got to see him going against a consistent 82 game schedule. You see what happened with Greg Oden, right? He couldn't play at this level.
It happened to Greg Oden. It happened to our earlier conversation, Sam Bowie.
Yeah.
Remember Sam Bowie came out the year Jordan came out. Sam Bowie was just as big as Oden. And Sam Bowie was barely on the floor 1 game. He could never get back on the floor.
Yeah.
So
we got to see. Can some players' bodies just don't hold up. Some players are just more prone to injury and they can't handle the constant, day in and day out practicing. But let's get back to what we're talking about.
But yeah, what originally with Brooklyn, and then that's another thing too with Jru Holiday is a big risk because Holiday can be a free agent in 2021. So you get him this year. Let's say you Brooklyn, you pull up the trade. You send Caris Levert out of town. Jru Holiday's coming in on the trade. 1 year left on his deal. 1 year. What does Brooklyn do when the contract is concluded? Because Caris is gone now. What do? That's the question. And the answer is you better sign him to a multi-year deal because you're not going to get rid of Caris Levert and then let this guy leave town for 1 year. And now you're out with two players. Now you such a.
What I was saying was, man, if I'm Kyrie Irving, I'm pretty sure he's smart. I would keep Caris Levert and let Kyrie play off the ball, for like a good chunk of the season and into the first round because Kyrie, I mean, we going back to his collegiate days, his days with Cleveland, and now with Brooklyn, is very brittle. He's very injury prone. I need Kyrie for the latter day round to the playoffs, man. You know what I'm saying? But
you know what? Yeah, but you're talking about it from a fan standpoint, more or less.
I'm not. No, I'm not.
You got to come at the business point too. All right. So you look at where this team is built. All right, this team has a jump shooter. They have a nice sizable bench. They have a very good bench. But you are putting your eggs in the basket of KD and Kyrie. And to answer your question earlier, I think it's all the above. I think it's Sean Marks and I think it's KD that signed off on the potential possibility of this trade. Because for whatever reason, they will probably say we love Caris, but we know Jru. And Jru been in this league a little bit longer. We know what Jru can bring. We're learning what Caris can bring. And that's the only difference I can see, especially from a business standpoint and a fan standpoint. As a fan, you know what the ceiling's high on Caris. But you're thinking about a 31-year-old player and another player, both of which have won championships right now. They had to make a choice. Who were they going with? The more proven player or the player who's starting to get there? That's the key. Because they're trying to win a championship now in Brooklyn. Like you said, they only got 2 years left.
Yeah. And the thing is that you have to, you want to definitely keep them beyond 2 years. And New York City right now, for those of you who do not know, but it's very well known, it's just not a glamorous place right now, man, due to COVID and it's pretty much, and due to our lovely governor here, destroyed New York City. It's just
Let's not go there. It's
not the same, man. So New York City was a selling point, in terms of theater, things like that. There's a lot of things to do here, but now it's not now. So
New York, Manhattan itself, New York City, as I mentioned before, on our previous show about 33rd Street and 7th Avenue, that's been a nice place in Manhattan. Well, it's not a nice place. I mean, you go hang out down there on Atlantic Avenue and Flatbush. That's where Barclays Center is located, and see what's going on over there. But it might not be too much more going over there than it is at 33rd Street and 7th, unfortunately. But we got basketball.
We do have it. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you want to keep Kyrie and KD, for multiple years, not just the 2 years. This year was, I don't know, it was a wash. In my opinion, Kevin Durant and Kyrie owes Brooklyn another year, man. I mean, because of this nonsense debacle that went on, man. Especially
you know what? You hope for that, bro. And I'll tell you one thing. If they're able to have tremendous success between this season and next season, then obviously they're going to be able to convince them to stay another year longer. Another year, 2 years longer, if anything, if they have an opportunity.
But, so the comparison, the player comparison analysis between Jru Holiday and Caris Levert. So what I was saying was, if you're an opposing coach, Caris Levert is a point of emphasis.
He's a point of emphasis, huh?
Yeah, he's a player you have the game plan for. He, like you say, he dropped 50. He has an explosive first step. Gotta look up his stats from last year and let's see how much he actually shot.
Right.
But
But you know, you got to ask yourself. You know, you got to ask yourself one thing: is this the thing you want beyond the second year? Try to look at this after the second year is up. Is Caris Levert going to be that third player that's going to keep it going like he did in the bubble? Or, you see, that's the other side of the question. You know, if he's going to be the one that does that, as Jru Holiday may not be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Jru Holiday's an add-on right now. Caris is somebody that can carry you when those two guys, and one of them is going to get hurt, bro. One of them is going to get hurt. I mean, I'm sorry. Kyrie hasn't shown himself to finish a full season. And now this season is going to be 72 games instead of 82 games.
No, I think it's 70 games. Is it 70 games or 72?
From what was last reported, now it's 72.
Okay. All right, so I have Caris Levert on the screen right here. His stats from last season.
Yeah, I see.
18.7 points a game. And let's look at that 3-point shooting percentage. Field goals. All right, so for his career, he's 33.9%, but in the 2019-2020 season, he shot almost 36.4% for three.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good. I mean, like I said before, if he can get it up to 38, 39% from three, man. I mean, he's definitely an all-star caliber player. How are you going to guard him? He has an explosive first step. You can't crowd him. But then if he's shooting 38, 39% from three, I mean, you know, we've seen teams just blow other teams out of the gym from three. You know, if teams are on some, you know, like shooting a high percentage from the three. And we've seen Golden State annihilate teams from three. So.
Well, that's the thing, you know, you want to hope that Sean Marks will see that, man. I think what Sean Marks will see right now is an ability to get this team where you need to get them this season and next season. They're not even worrying about 2023 right now, brother. I can tell you right now, the way things are going, the talks. And
no, I just want to know who's actually in charge here. That's my main thing. Is it Sean Marks or is it Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant? You know. Because to me, I don't know. So what would you do? And I'm going to pull up Jru Holiday here real quick. What was
Sean Marks in charge right now, man. But, you know, he's listening close to the players that's going to help him get a championship. So that's what that's all about. And, you know, if that's not favoring Mr. Caris Levert, then, hey, he's gone. You know? That's what the bottom line is, man.
Because, listen, defensively, Caris Levert. Let's pull up Jru Holiday's numbers up here. Let's see. Yeah, I love this screen share thing, man. I love this thing here, man.
I'm glad you like it.
I mean, the numbers are pretty much the same. I mean, Jru Holiday shoots a better field goal percentage, but if you're talking about 3-point shooting, it's almost roughly the same.
Yeah, but then that goes to what I was saying to you earlier. When I said about the proven concept versus the guy that's still trying to get to that high level, you know, and that's probably the only difference you can find right now.
Yeah.
So you got to ask that question to yourself now. Are you willing to still put the third option into a player that's still trying to get his game to that level, or to a player that's been around a little bit longer, who they, as opponents, have seen they played against it. They played against Jru Holiday as much as they played against Caris. I mean, for the most part. But being that both these players mostly were in the West, then of course Kyrie saw Brooklyn more because he came to the East. He could probably vouch for Caris a lot more than KD can, which is explaining why KD was the one that stood up and said, "Let's go out and get Jru." So you got to put all these dots together, man, and see what's popping here.
Yeah, I just get emotional when it comes to, and I'm not emotional, you know, the people that do know me.
Yeah, you emotional now?
I'm not an emotional guy, man, but I just the ceiling of Caris Levert, man, and he's gotten better, man. He's putting the work in from three. OKC shot 33%. I would love Spencer Dinwiddie. The main thing I think with Caris is his catch and shoot 3-point shooters.
Yeah.
How good is he? He's going to do that. If he's not that good, then Caris Levert and Kyrie can't play together in a sense, though.
Well, I think right now you got
unless Kyrie's willing to go off the ball, and just be a catch and shoot 3-point shooter in a sense. So I'm not saying all the time, but I gotta preserve Kyrie, man. I mean, to see him get hurt way too much. Dynamic player. I need to see him healthy.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. I think you will be able to see him healthy if you get a third player, and that third player can be anybody. But let's not forget, Caris Levert has had times when he's been injured too. Not consistently, but you like I said, you don't have much of a training camp this year now. So you want to make sure that you're able to get yourself in a position where you're trying your best to keep these players healthy. But these are guys that play aggressive. They go after the basket, they shoot the rock, they fire around the floor. It's kind of hard to keep players like that who are accustomed to playing this way, prevent them from getting hurt. You just hope it doesn't happen. So, force to keep your fingers crossed on that. But, we shall see how this stuff unfolds. But there's other teams that's involved with Jru Holiday. So, the Nets was trying to see if they can get Bradley Beal. That kind of fell down. Now Jru Holiday's coming to play, so we'll see how that goes. If that
I think Brooklyn with Caris Levert can definitely get him. And he might be a good fit in New Orleans, though. We'll definitely see. Listen, any place right now is better than New York City. Get me the hell out of here. I'll definitely.
I hear that.
All right, guys, guys and gals, whoever's watching this, man, we got some females that definitely watch the show.
That's right.
If you like the video, if you like us, sorry, man.
Subscribe.
Please comment, like, subscribe, share it, and share it is caring. When you share, the universe gives back to you, right, Berick?
That's right. Always does, baby.
All right.